This time, the chair recognizes Councilwoman Parker, who recognized Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. Would Leslie Cousins Mon and those accompanying her please join the Councilwoman at the podium?
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Mr. President.
Good morning.
It is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome the women of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, the Quaker City Alumni Chapter, along with the dynamic young people who are with them here today to be honored. I want to note for the record that I thought I was at a great loss. For the past 10 years in the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, I had the opportunity to welcome my sisters here from across the state via our Social Action Committee. And when they gathered in their red on Harrisburg, in the Capitol, in the House, they were sitting in the back of the chamber, and the speaker said, "Cherelle, who are all of those women in red?" And I said, "Mr. Speaker, those are my sisters." And it gives us a great honor. Councilwoman Reynolds Brown and I have the distinct honor and privilege of being a part of this organization that was founded on January 13th, 1913 on the campus of Howard University by 22 collegiate women. And I know when you think of a sorority, you usually think of women getting dressed up, having tea and crimpets. But I want you to know that what is different about these dynamic women and our founders is that our first act as a public sorority, our first act was our participation in the Women's Suffrage March in Washington, D.C. And for those who didn't know, there were women of color there. They just didn't report it. With that being said, Mr. President, let me just note for the record that this is a citation recognizing Delta Days at City Council and members of their local youth election and leadership advocates on the occasion of Delta Days and City Council.
Whereas the Quaker City Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated was chartered in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on October the 17th, 1976 by 27 African-American educated women to proudly execute the organization's 5-point programmatic thrust, which includes economic development, educational development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, and political awareness and involvement. Over the past 40 years, this chapter has strategically expanded its membership to more than 150 local women working to build a more connected and informed community. And whereas members of the Quaker City Alumni Social Action Committee have dynamically continued in their foremothers' footsteps to promote social and political activism by addressing voting rights, supporting voter education, and hosting numerous voter registration drives and voter phone banks, as well as advocating for adequate education funding, quality after-school programming, and access to early childhood education for all children. And
whereas members of the Sorority Social Action Committee have furthered their commitment to social and political engagement by empowering and encouraging student activism through the Election Ambassador Corps offered at Paul Robeson High School for Human Services, the completion of the Behind the Ballot badge by the Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay Council Troop 309, and continued participation in Youth Leadership Day, where students observe council members in action at Delta Days at City Council. And
I came up from standing on the floor, colleagues. We know our place. And whereas 18 students from Paul Robeson High School for Human Services dedicated much of their free time to educating their peers and community on the importance of social and political activism by serving as election ambassadors under the Committee of 70's Youth Engagement Program. They are Abdul Hakim Ali, Amir Slaughter, Almeda Dora Davis, Benta Gise, Deja Lynn Paler, Dominique Ann Hudson, Indigo Allen, Jai Waddell, Jamira Wally, Janu Ballard, Kara Destiny Jordan, Shaderina O. Blackman, Shaman Nasir Levy, Tania Lee, Takona Stuckey, Trelsey Trotman, Tymir Hall, and Taekwon Dorsey. We applaud your level of activism and encourage you to continue in the footsteps of youth leaders who paved the road for you. And
whereas the Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay Council, Troop 309, rallied their Scouts and set out on the mission to understand what it takes to operate campaigns, galvanize supporters, and change public policy. Elsie Davis, Lanisha Nelson, Lena Underwood, Jessica Williams, and Deanna Woolfolk, we salute your efforts and congratulate you on earning that prestigious badge. And
whereas the Deltas of Quaker City believe that it is never too early to begin grooming our future leaders, have made it their mission to introduce youth leadership training programs at their respective institutions, selecting well-deserving students who exemplify outstanding leadership skills and show a personal commitment to developing those skills. Anaya Knight, Samir Altator, Storm Johnson, Andre Liu, Kyla Nixon, and John Ross Flowers. We commend you for taking this major step in social activism and connecting with local elected officials, and we look forward to your future as selfless community leaders. And
Sisterhood and the development of an army. Whereas the Quaker City Alumni Chapter continues to explore new avenues to collaborate with local organizations to tackle the issues that impact Philadelphia residents in an effort to effectively resolve today's challenges by implementing much-needed programming and advancing essential policy initiatives. And
therefore, by virtue of this citation, the Council of the City of Philadelphia proudly recognizes and honors the members of Delta Sigma Theta Sororities Incorporated's Quaker City Alumni Chapters, Social Action Committee, and Youth Election and Leadership Advocates on the occasion of the 13th year of Delta Days at City Council. We extend our sincere gratitude for your commitment to social and political engagement and your dedication to blazing a trail for our future advocates and leaders.
Chair recognizes Ms. Cousins-Munn for remarks.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
My name is Leslie Cousins-Munn. I am the president of the Quaker City Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. We want to thank the council members for support of the Delta Youth Day at City Council. We want to thank for the 13th year actually. 10 years ago, our chapter changed the name and focus of the Delta Day at Philadelphia City Council to highlight the youth of Philadelphia. Today, we celebrate the council's commitment to the youth of the city. It's important that young people in our city see how issues facing our communities are discussed and researched. It's important that the young witness how adults handle and make laws that affect them and their communities. To understand that no one community is better or receives more services, but how laws celebrate the varieties of cultures, traditions, maintain the safety and self-worth of all of its citizens. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority was established and incorporated on January 13, 1913. She quickly established herself in social action by 2 weeks later participating in the marching in the Women's Suffrage March in 1913. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Quaker City Alumni Chapter, was chartered on October 17, 1976. This October, Quaker City will have left her mark and impact on the community throughout the Philadelphia with programs that are meant to make the lives of its citizens better. Toy Library, which is one of the projects QCA developed, moved on to include Delta Academy, Delta Gyms, a program that works with youth female girls to prepare them for positive experiences at school, address youth issues, and to move toward continuing their education at a college level. The QCA Physical and Mental Health Program, annually held in North Philadelphia, is making a sufficient difference for the residents of that community. The QCA Social Action Committee has presence during its annual December Dessert Hour, topics such as aging gracefully, which not only discuss laws and services for our aging population, but the services that their caregiver can utilize to make sure that their loved ones are comfortable in their older years. The committee has held forums that allow citizens to discuss the health care law, as well as join with the state senators to find sign-up locations. Our members assisted a large population in signing up for some form of health care, many for the first time in their lives. Twice a year throughout the city of Philadelphia, our members register citizens voting. Voting is a citizen fundamental right. We visit the state capitol in Harrisburg, PA, and Washington, D.C. to solicit our representatives to support and fund education from K-12 grades to entrance into 2 to 4 year colleges and universities. Again, on behalf of the Quaker City Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated, we thank you for inviting us and having us here today. And now I'm going to introduce Patricia Alford, our Social Action Chair.
Good morning.
Morning.
Once again, I want to thank you. I've been coming here for a number of years. I'm a charter member of Quaker City Alumni Chapter, and it's just phenomenal support that we get from Philadelphia City Council. But we'd like to make some special presentations this morning. The first one to our soror and your committee person, Cherelle Parker, for your dedication in assisting and supporting the citizens of the City of Philadelphia and the Quaker City Alumni Chapter, April 28, 2016. Mrs. Leslie Cousin-Ma, Chapter President. Thank you. The next award probably is a little surprise, but this councilwoman has supported us ever since we've been coming, and we'd like to have Councilwoman Janie Blackwell please come forward. Again, it honors Councilwoman Janie Blackwell for your dedication in assisting and supporting the citizens of the City of Philadelphia. We went to college together. It's been a long time. You've been doing this for a long time. And the Quaker City Alumni Chapter, thank you very, very much for all your work that you do in the communities.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm honored. Thank you.
Thank you. We done? That's it? Thank you, Councilor Biddies. Huh?